I'm federal criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga, and in a minute I'm going to talk about the benefits of self-surrender after you've been sentenced. But before I do that, I want to share a story. If you're in a career, one of those careers where it's lifelong learning and you keep getting better at it with age and experience, it's actually rewarding when you can learn something new, even if it comes in sometimes an embarrassing situation, because I think we all like to think, we're really good at the work we do if we care about it. But nobody can know everything, and sometimes we learn things by virtue of experience, and somebody else points out something to us that we didn't know before. And that's what happened today, and I am not afraid to admit that. I think it's a healthy thing if you're in a career where you try to get better every day. So here in federal court today, I had a client facing about 140 months in federal prison. He was caught red-handed, and he had pled guilty to a plea agreement that was somewhat favorable to him, but nonetheless, his guideline sentence was around 140 months. And so he had pled guilty, and today was his sentencing date. And so what happens is if you're out of custody, you plead guilty, and then you're given a sentencing date 2, 3, 4 months after you enter a plea. And there are many cases that are mandatory detention, meaning that after the judge sentences you at your sentencing date, you're supposed to be taken into custody that day and start your prison sentence. So the marshals just grab you in the courtroom and you begin to serve your sentence. And that's what the law said was supposed to happen in this type of case. But the client had been doing really well on the 9 months since this has happened, and the judge believed that he wanted to change things around in his life and he could be trustworthy. So the judge found a way to not take him into custody today and allow him to get what's called a self-surrender date in about 3 weeks from now. Here's why that's beneficial. Besides being able to get to go home for another 3 weeks, he was prepared to turn in today because he was supposed to be serving his sentence today. But the real benefit is this. The Bureau of Prisons is in charge, when you're sentenced in a federal criminal case, they become in charge of what prison you go to and what programming you get. The judge is not in charge of that. They can make a recommendation, but the Bureau of Prisons really has all the power at that point. One of the things the Bureau of Prisons does is consider your security risk. If you're given a self-surrender date after your sentencing and then you show up for that self-surrender, the Bureau of Prisons looks upon that really favorably, and they say, this person came, they knew they were going to be serving a long prison sentence, they came, they're here, they turned in, and this is all a good thing. So oftentimes what that can do for you is get you into a situation where you're serving your prison sentence in a better prison, like maybe a camp as opposed to a low level or medium level or a high level security prison. And there's more programming and everything's better. So not that it's a picnic no matter where you go, but certainly you'd prefer to do it at the lower security level places if you can. And that's the benefit of self-surrender. I didn't know that there was a way around in this particular type of case, that there was a way around it. I thought he was going to have to turn in today, and he was prepared to do that. And the judge said that that's what's supposed to happen. But nonetheless, she found a way to get around that and allow him to do a self-surrender. That's going to affect his security level. Hopefully he'll be able to get into a camp as a result of it, and doing his time will be a little bit better. So I learned that today, and I'll be passing that along to future clients, and I wanted to make people aware of that in case they're facing a sentencing coming up. Obviously, if you have a different lawyer, you're going to have to ask your lawyer about it, and there are no guarantees that you'll be able to get those things. But having a lawyer that's willing to learn every day and willing to take those lessons and apply them to future cases, I think is a good thing. And so that's what happened today, and I'm grateful it happened. If you have any questions about federal criminal cases, did I mention my client, he was facing 145 months. He got a 70-month sentence on top of that, so we were able to get a significant departure from the guideline sentence, and that was a really good thing. He was really happy about that. Put that on top of the ability to self-surrender, and all things considered, today was a good day for him, and I'm happy about that. You can find me at arrestedmn.com or call me at 612-339-5844.